Russians burn photos of Trump, Macron and Theresa May in protest over Syrian airstrikes. Portraits of the three Western leaders who launched airstrikes on Syria have been publicly burned in Crimea. Photographs of Theresa May, Donald Trump, and Emmanuel Macron were set on fire in the main square of regional capital Simferopol in the peninsula annexed by Vladimir Putin in 2014. Ruslan Balbek, who represents the region in the Russian parliament, said about 50 people took part in this action by Crimean youth. The aggressive politics of the West against the Syrian nation, a sovereign state, is not acceptable. But unfortunately, today the international law is completely ripped up. It is replaced by the domination of only one opinion, the will of the West. Ivas Umarov, head of Crimean Tatar organization, said the three politicians will go to hell for what they did. A Crimean news agency report said Crimeans consider this attack of the Western coalition on Syria to be a true crime committed against UN rules. It is symbolic that the shooting at this Arab republic began at 4 a.m., exactly when Nazi Germany attacked the Soviet Union in June 1941. Flammable liquid was poured on the portraits of Western aggressors and fire was set to them. The participants of the action express their hopes that political future of these three Western leaders will be gone with the wind just as the ashes of their burned portraits. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, meanwhile, won big headlines in Russia today with his criticism of Mrs. May over the strikes. His critics inside and outside his own party will see the lavish praise and prominence as evidence that his opposition to the military action is giving succor to Putin. The Kremlin's official newspaper headlined its story: UK Labour Party leader doubts legality of West strike on Syria. Television channel REN-TV ran a web report on how Corbyn condemned the airstrike on Syria. This Russian channel, owned by a media giant headed by Vladimir Putin's suspected 34-year-old lover, gold medal-winning Olympic gymnast Alina Kurbeva, picked up on his warning that Britain's action can lead to a deterioration in the region. Novaya Izvestia newspaper joined the Corbyn praise, highlighting how he labeled participation in the bombardment of Syria legally questionable. Kremlin-funded Sputnik, criticized in the West as a Putin propaganda trumpet, headline one story: UK's Corbyn wants vote to give OPCQ chance to probe Syria chem claims. Yet another in an outpouring from the agency declared Labour Party leader slams May for striking Syria without Parliament approval. Meanwhile, state news agency Idar TASS ran a story under the headline "May should have consulted Parliament before strikes on Syria," says Jeremy Corbyn. This quoted the Labour leader said Theresa May should have sought parliamentary approval, not trailed after Donald Trump. He was praised for saying Britain should not take orders from Washington. It used him in a report that claimed the chemical bombing of Doma was fake news, citing the Russian Foreign Ministry. Earlier, major Russian TV channels changed their schedules to cover the bombing and its aftermath. State-run Channel 1 juxtaposed May's statement with that of Corbyn calling the strikes as legally questionable.